Queen Jerika, if you're nasty, I'm not one of your favorite fairies, and I'm not ever gonna try to be. I'm here with another live. Shoot, washing clothes at an ungodly hour because I don't mess with humans like talking about it. I just can't. I really can't right now. But anyway, this live is, does masculinity and femininity matter in a relationship? Um, I'm just gonna get my point of view. I'm not gonna try to just. There's gonna be certain areas where I generalize in a sense, like with the public, what society deem as gender norms and all that type of stuff. But it's gonna be mainly my opinion, how I feel about it, and I might just have it just as it pertains to gay relationships, and really just to broaden it a little bit, straight relationships. So I might as well just go ahead and get into it. Does masculinity and femininity matter in a relationship? Personally, for me, it's levels to it. Because what I deem as attractive in a man, when I see him, it's gonna be something that draws me in, whether he's masculine or feminine, both, balanced, or he's a little bit more feminine, or has no, not a grain of masculinity in him. It's going to be something that draws me to him, whether it's physical. It's going to be more than because it's an energy. And I want to state that my personal opinion is that it does masculinity doesn't make you a man. Femininity doesn't make you make you a woman. Um, you're not gay because you are a lesbian or whatever, because you're not a sexual orientation because of these characteristics. You're not. I just want to get that out the way. You're not, because if we're gonna do that, it's not gonna make sense at all. It's really not gonna make sense, because girl, I mean, it's so many um, gay men that present as masculine, and they're bottoms, or they're gay. You know what I mean? So they are straight passing. It's a lot of those, but but they're not down low. They would. Some people would deem them down low. They're just masculine presenting because the stereotype suggests we've been fighting that, suggests that gay men are just feminine, and we're not just feminine in a box. So that stereotype is really just all it is. It doesn't. It's not facts or whatever. So does masculinity and femininity matter in a relationship? I feel for me, no, not necessarily, because I wouldn't mind dating a man that connects with his, embraces his femininity. I don't want a guy that is running away from it. I would like that. It's very sexy on a man, feminine energy. Like, it's very appealing to me. Like, there was a time in my, you know, gay life. That you look at feminine guys in disgust. It's just, I would wonder, okay, stereotype kind of got to me in my younger years. Like, are you a bottom too? Because I didn't find out what bottom top verse was until I was like, I didn't really have no gay friends. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, girl. I didn't find out what, top bottom of verse was until I was like 17. I didn't really have gay friends or nothing like that. I didn't really have no representation. And I did see Noah's Ark when I was like 13 and stuff, but they didn't really talk about top, bottom, or verse. And it's kind of like it was an underlying, if you know, like, it's somehow you just knew for a guy. I knew. I mean, it could be some. I know it's plethora of other gay people. Gay men that just knew. Just do it a bent. You ain't gonna be doing a bent. You just gonna be bent over and stuff like that. I don't know. It was natural. Like, you just knew. I don't know. Because when I'm male down low guy or whatever, a hood nigga, I just knew to bend over. It was no question. He never asked. I never asked. We just knew, what it was for. So I didn't really know top bottom of verse until one of my um, flames, I say, way back when, back in the day, honey, told me, and I was like, "What the hell is a top? What? You talking about a bottle top?" You're like, "No, girl, I'm talking about, the one that, and all that good stuff." So I'm like, "Oh, so y'all got words for it and stuff." So I would start coming in because I ain't never had no like gay mama or nothing like that. It's just what I've learned or what I've heard throughout the years and stuff like that. So whatever. But girl, I gotta say it again. Masculine doesn't make you a man. Femininity doesn't make you a woman. It's feminine straight men. It's masculine straight women. Just aura. The essence. Either or. Either or. I mean, even from CBJ, he like more masculine women. You know, the Jocelyn's, the Mimi's, Faith Evans. Like they're more masculine women, but they're for the most part straight or kind of bisexual or whatever. But he likes those type of women because he is mask and feminine presenting. But I want to say feminine than his the women he be with. Yeah, y'all know Stevie J girl, Stevie. And it doesn't make him. It doesn't have anything to do with his like sexual orientation. It doesn't make him any less straight or whatever. Even if he had an experience with another man, just an experience, just see or whatever. But for me personally, oh no, I don't. I'm gonna make sure I don't skip that part. There was this feminine verse. He was black or whatever, and I had a crush on him. I did, but I was like, I don't know because I'm not and stuff like that, and I didn't really like I said I wasn't really into the thing like deep. I wasn't really into the habit. I just knew really like I was just gonna be bottom end. Like I was gonna be the one that have my legs up, be in position. I just knew I was gonna be doing those things. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, honey. And answer this question: does masculinity and femininity matter in whether you're straight, gay, or whatever? Does it matter to you? I'm giving my point of view, but hmm, I was attracted to him, but I didn't know if the feminine energy was given more so that he would be wanting to be penetrated. And I was like, no, because I'm very attentive. I'm a very attentive lover. Like Lynn from Girlfriends, I'm a very attentive lover. Like at that time, I got pleasure from pleasuring. Like I got like pleasure. Nothing like I love to make sure that he gets off, like hearing all them moans and seeing his eyes roll in the back of his head, like dead, bitching him. That's what I call it, bitching that ass, bitching that nigga, making my bitch ass, singing them Mariah Carey notes on mini repertoire. Girl. Like that's definitely what I wanted to do. But I was like very attentive. I would look, because I'm also an empath girl to kind of feel like what he's feeling. Like I was definitely like a pleasurable person. Like I love to pleasure the person. But then I got to the point where I was like, I need to be pleasured too, bitch. But back to what I was saying, I had a crush guy, and I didn't think we would ever do anything. And I didn't want to at a certain point because I already knew he was in a relationship. Like, okay, I don't want to. I'm not a home wrecker. And he was gay. I mean, he was openly gay too. He was openly gay. Okay. But it was like okay for me to have a crush, but I wasn't really trying to do anything because I'm like, I don't mess with nobody's man. Just it was like he was cute, had a crush, but even before I even knew he was in a relationship, I had a crush. I was like, yeah. But it is what it is. And then the person he was with, they was a sexy ass couple to me. They was both sexy as hell. I was like, damn. Oh, but I had on him, just an innocent crush girl, like, cause I ain't really had crushes on many guys or whatever. So it is what it is. But yeah, he was first, and I didn't. I don't know. I was hoping that I would satisfy him because I was not gonna penetrate. Like I was always the girl in a relationship. So I was never gonna be trying to stick my pussy in another pussy. That don't make sense. It don't make sense, bitch. Like the fuck, not to me. So no, I don't give a no. It's just to be played with. Like I was not sticking my pussy in another pussy. It just didn't make sense to me. But anyway, it was like one of my my cousins to somewhere they went to with his brother, and he stayed back because I was in a bed sleeping, sleeping whatever amount of my business, well, light sleeping, and I waking up and walking to the door and saw he was there. And I'm like, wait a minute, how did he here? And I'm like, oh, okay, because his brother and my cousin them they friends. So as he was looking out the window, making sure that it was gone, he turned around and I saw that his dick was on hard. I was like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on? mm. But I was like, hell yeah. And when I saw how big the dick was, I was like, ooh, immediately got hard. So I was like kind of nervous. I was like, okay, so what did I do? And and at that time, I didn't really know much about dushing or anything. If I knew anything about it, well, no, I did because my ex flame told me about because y'all, this is a while ago. This was when I was like 16, 17 years old. So I'm 30, about to be 31. So this was a minute. So give me a minute to remember all the details, girl. But yeah, my ex flame had told me about top, bottom, and verse, and then he also told me about dishing, and I was like, what is that? Like that's when you clean yourself out and stuff like that to get prepared, to prep for, to get, to get fucked and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And it took me a lot of like trial and error. Some people ain't gonna admit it, but I will. You ain't gonna perfect it, overnight. It takes time. It takes time, and you don't want to be with someone that don't really understand. Like that's okay. I really that made me appreciate a verse more because they understand how it feels to prepare, and then you have error or whatever, because it's not gonna always be clear. Sometimes you may paint the person or whatever, or you may. It's just it happens. It happens, especially if you wake up in the morning. You with this person in a relationship, and they want some, and you want them to stick it in. Ain't nobody finna wait. I'm not gonna be waking up, going dishing for 2 or 3 hours or whatever, and come back. It's gonna be time to go to work. Just stick it in and do it because it's a natural function of the body. You already know. You grown enough to understand. I'm not gonna be with someone that's gonna be like, oh, you well go in the bathroom, handle that. And no, bitch, no, go at this point. Go get you a damn woman. At that point, go. I ain't nah. But anyway, hell, um, yeah. So he ended up coming in the room, and I don't even remember if he ever knocked on the door, but he ended up coming in. I was like laying there, and I don't think we really said anything. I just thought it was hard. My condoms already. I was already prepared. I already had my gloves, so took it out. Put it on there, start sucking and whatever. Immediately went into presser position, girl. He was doing a dude, and I was like, I didn't believe that we was doing it. Like I ain't never, I was like, I was questioning him, and I didn't even know, that it was gonna go there, and it did. It was nice. It was nice. Um, it wasn't, it was nice. It was lovely. I would say that. It, there's no shade or nothing. It's just I was just I like the experience too. I was like, okay, it wasn't about that. I wanted, like I said, I love to pleasure the guy, so that's what I did, and that was the only time we did anything. And then, you know, years passed. Saw him a few other times, I guess, when tax season rolled in. But other than that, it was really no anger or nothing like that. Like, oh, we was gonna, be together. I never had that on my mind. Even though I know I was still relationship oriented, I just knew that it was just maybe a hookup thing, and I just went on about my business. But I did it. The experience, it was nice. It was lovely, like I said. But yeah, he was very. I feel like he was satisfied for us topping or whatever. I never really, and when I ain't have no bad experience with him. It wasn't. No, I didn't paint him or any. If that makes sense. Like I didn't dush. I didn't even have time to. You know, it's just me light sleeping or whatever. My body didn't really fun. It was functioning. Didn't do that. I didn't have to use the restroom. You know what I'm saying? It was like stagnant. It was stuck in there or whatever. So that was good. I ain't see nothing on the condom. He didn't either. Only thing that was nut. So it was nice. But yeah, does masculinity and femininity matter to me? Like I said, it's levels. Like, I mean, if people that be like, for me, really want him to be flamboyant. Now, if I see it flamboyant, I'm just gonna see it as a cis, see the guy as cis. Like he'll still be sexy. I probably still be physically attracted before it's like sexually. No, I couldn't really see myself. It does. It doesn't make. It has nothing to do with his role either. Um, just for me, I prefer a guy that may not have wear like acrylic nails. Um, Now, if he cross dresses, we could talk about cross dress sometimes or whatever. He do drag or whatever. Um, that could be different because I want him to be him. But what I prefer, my preference, not really. I wouldn't really want guy. I don't want to say more feminine than me because I'm feminine, of course. Um, it does matter. I'm saying it does matter to me, but to the level of it's a deal breaker, no. I love that a guy embrace because connect with his feminine side, connect with his feelings and um wanting to talk, want to communicate, want to have understanding, want to work things out. Um, the healthy masculine won't. But I find that attractive. Like we could also be best friends, like besties. And that's what I definitely want from when a partner. So it does matter, but at the same time, it's not necessarily a deal breaker. If he's more feminine, just I wouldn't want. I really want to prefer a guy that wear acrylic. Now I'm not saying that you shouldn't be. I want a guy to be that. If I see a guy doing that, or that's what he likes to do, wear acrylic or whatever. God, that'd be something that I would do. Um, I wouldn't necessarily want my guy. We have our preferences, and this phobia or nothing like I'm like ill, but I see him as cis, and I would talk to my cis. I don't wouldn't fuck with my sis like that. You know what I mean? So that's how I would say it. I wouldn't fuck with my sis like that. Hold up, I have to see these clothes. At least y'all know what's in real time. At least y'all know what's in real time. She's comfortable. I wouldn't really would fuck with my sis. So yeah, that's what I did. But also, him embracing his masculine and feminine energy is very sexy to me. Like both, like if it's balanced out, um, that's very sexy too. Like that's very sexy. Guy embracing both and have a balance of both is sexy to me. Hold on, you guys. Like I told y'all, I'm at the washer girl. But I feel like in the beginning stages, definitely a shock, well, hmm. I mean, because as men, we go based off what we see. Like, you physically attached to the person. So, but like, if you dating a person, I would definitely want that person to show up and feel comfortable to show up how he is and give me the option to this, give me the options to decide whether I'm cool or or I, do I accept him for him and stuff like that. I don't want nobody pretending. So it's not necessarily a deal breaker, um, but it only will, I would say, be a deal breaker for me personally. Um, if it's on some, I see him as my sis. Now we could be friends, platonic, could have a platonic relationship before it's going further. Romantic relationship, no, because and then at the same time, I wouldn't want him to change himself, change who he is, because that's not healthy. Like, he should flourish and be who he is. I one of my exes tried, to compromise who does, because she's trans now. And I smile because I respect and love, I still love her, even though I met her as him. And I told her, respect and love you for you are brave, you are my sis, but I'm not into women. I'm not into women. Um, Now, like I said, femininity doesn't make you a man or a woman. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, where a lot of y'all believe that gay men and trans women are the same, and we're not. We fall in the same community. Well, alphabet alphabet mafia, but we're not the same. Um, but we are queer people and stuff like that. Um, but I consider them women. You know, there's a lot of y'all that are gonna disagree, but it's not your channel. So yeah. And when we were together, it was beautiful. I felt safe and stuff. But I told her, like, I respect and love you for who you are and be who you are. It's not unhealthy to want to compromise who you are for someone. Like, this is who you are, and you have to love it. Like, don't regress. Don't. You know, you are beautiful. You are who you are. So I stand with my trans sisters, my trans brothers as well, because I consider them brothers, sisters. Will we ever get to that point? I don't know, girl. For me, I'm at that point. For me. But back to the masculine and feminine. Um, with them, because the identity, like, just because they're a trans woman don't mean they're not masked. It's the same. We're different, but I appreciate the differences. I love all of it. I do. So for me, like, if he gives sis, then we can't go further. You know, and those type of, like, I want to say traits, like, because of course, like, going a man grooming himself, he should be able to groom himself. He should be able to do it without being considered cis or anything. But y'all should know what I mean. Or if you don't, ask me. Join the community and ask me. Meaning my community on here, not you know, not be one of the homosexuals, unless. But Yeah, I love me a masculine man, but I would say a hyper masculine man, you gotta watch the one that gotta prove that he's, male, and it be unhealthy, like aggressive, treating anything feminine, anyone feminine, as beneath him. Because due to white patriarchy, he's definitely one that need to be watched and need to be going to counseling to work that out. And be aware of those. Now, the ones that have healthy masculine, like to where he can say he loves his children, loves his son, can hug his son. Um, this thing too, I gotta say this. You're in a relationship, you're heterosexual. You say you don't understand your husband or vice versa. Shouldn't y'all connect with the opposite um, energy, aura? If you are a feminine woman, connect with your masculine side to understand your husband. If you are a husband or a baby daddy or whatever, connect with your feminine side because you was in the swat, the vagina, whatever you want to call it. Just you was in the womb too. So you may have characteristics, may not be strong, but you would definitely have characteristics. Just embrace it to understand, to try to understand. It's a beauty to embrace both your divine masculine and your sacred feminine, or divine masculine and divine feminine. To embrace both, you have for a reason. And women not the only one, I gotta say, that have an intuition. Men do too. They're not dumb as rocks. And if so, how the hell do y'all fall for them every single time? If men ain't shit, then call yourself a toilet bitch, because you definitely them to shit on you every single chance they get. So stop with the BS. Stop it. We have instincts. We are mammals. We have evolved, and we gonna continue in this great and grow, transition. That's what we're supposed to do, grow. So, with that being said, for me, it matters. It definitely matters, and it's beauty to experience both of them being healthy, being toxic femininity or toxic masculinity. We got to get rid of those things, gender norms, because it don't necessarily work. Like we have to and embrace love ourselves, feel, because at the end of the day, we're human. We're human. Crave affection. We crave love. We crave other beings. So for me, it matters, but and I want to say in the most beautiful way to me. I want my future husband, life partner to definitely feel safe enough to be himself, show up who he is, show up who he is, you know, because I ain't trying to just settle for the potential. I want you to be it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on masculine and feminine matter. Um, I would like to know what y'all feel about it. I could have got went deeper or whatever, but I mean I can speak on this another time as well. I mean we people at this certain time, because at this time at 2 or something in the morning, legs is open, this is hard and stuff like that, and people want to, jack off and masturbate, all that type of stuff. I know y'all probably gonna be asking why I be saying words as synonyms, but that's how. Fuck you. But yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I love me a masculine man though. I do. I love me a masculine man. It's just yes, zaddy, but I still want person, who embraces femininity too. Like if he's more feminine than he is masculine, then I definitely would definitely be with him too. And don't say to the side like I don't mean it. Yes, I do definitely mean it. Like like I said, I want me and my person to be besties. Like I want us to be able, if we're gonna be petty or messy or whatever, I want to be able to have that talk with him. Like, girl, like or look at dude together maybe or whatever. Also, like in that bond, I definitely want to do that with my partner. Have fun with him, of course. So y'all get into it. Get into it because, girl, he too feminine, he too or whatever. Well, maybe he not for you, but don't shame them. Don't be femphobic. Do not be femphobic. This person is someone for everyone. Someone for everyone. Just because you may not prefer, because you caught up trying to chase the hyper masculine man, that's why you get fucked up every single time. Let people be who they are. They may not be for you, but someone else can appreciate and love them exactly for who they are. Romantically. So yeah, be who you are. Fuck it. Love who you are. Cause somebody's gonna love it too and care about you. So that's my take on it. I would definitely love him to be masculine. Hey, feminine and feminine too. Cause I need the perfect swirl. The perfect swirl of my hubby, my husband, my baby daddy. You know what I mean, girl. But let me get off here. I hope that this be like I hope this live when it becomes a video, if it stopping people from seeing, because I'm connected to this Wi-Fi, whatever, girl. So when y'all watch it. But if not, I may do another video of it, like on the same topic. So y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all feel about it. Does masculinity and femininity matter in a relationship to you? Let me know. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, girl, honey.